So hello guys, welcome to Cipher page, and today we will solve Leetcode number 1301, that is number of paths with max score. So in this question we are given a square board of characters, and you can move on the board starting at the bottom right square marked with the character S. Okay, and you have to reach to the top, that is the end, that is the top left corner we have to reach, and it is marked as E. Okay, and in between cells, all the cells are either numeric, have some numeric value, or are marked with X that represent an obstacle. Okay, and you can move in upward direction, left direction, and a diagonal direction. Okay, that is up left. Okay, so what you have to return, you have to return two integers. The first integer is the maximum sum of numeric characters you can collect. Okay, so we have to go through the path which can collect, which have the maximum numeric value, and the second, the number of such paths. Okay, and if the maximum is greater than like have some great value, then we have to take the modulus using this 10 to the power 9 plus 7. Okay, so let's try to understand. We are given input like this board, which is a vector of string. So I'm just making it look like this. So this is our endpoint. We have some numeric values. I'm just discussing this example number 1. Then we have some numeric value in between. We have a cross, and it is like this. Okay, we are given this matrix. So what we have to do, we have to start from this S and reach to the 0,0 index of this matrix, that is point E. So the possible path can be like this. We go in this manner, or another path can be like this, like, okay, yeah, there could be another path, but that will not work in this case. It may go like this, but that is not possible because we have an obstacle in between. Okay, so let's remove it. So what we have to do is, we have to return the path. The first part that I was discussing is S goes to 2, goes to 1, goes to, and then again E path, that is this path. And the other paths that I made is from S you go to 2, then 3, then 2, and then finally the endpoint. Okay, so here the path sum is somewhat 7, and here the numeric sum of these value is 5. So we have to take the max of 5 and 7. So of course the answer will be 7. Okay, so how to solve this question? Let's try to build an approach. Okay, first of all, you are standing here and you want to go this side. Okay, can we think that if we are standing here and if we have to reach this point, if we want to go on these 3 points, then our answer will depend on the previous value. I mean to say, if we let's say S is the initial point and it has a value of 0 because the distance is 0 for S. So for this reaching to this point, our value will be 2. For reaching to this point, our value will be 2 plus 1, that will be 3. Are you getting? So our values will depend on our previous calculated amount. Okay, previous calculated path sum. Okay, so if we have to do some this kind of calculation, can you think of dynamic programming? What we do in dynamic programming, we just store the previous values. We just store the previous values and subsequently we just get the other next values. Okay, so we can think of dynamic programming. So in this question we have to return two things. One is the maximum sum and the other thing is like number of ways to return with the maximum value. Okay, so what we can do is we can create a matrix that will store the score. Score means to say here it is written a kind of score. Let it be a score, and we have another matrix that will store the number of ways to reach with the maximum path sum. Okay, and I will initialize this score with -1, all values written as -1, and the number of ways will be initialized with 0. Okay, now for this S point, what I will do is I will mark S point score of this S point, that is n-1 comma n-1 index, will be equals to 0, because already if we are standing at S, our distance will be 0. Okay, so I am writing 0. Other values will be like -1, -1, -1, -1, -1, -1. What a monotonic song. And here also the number of ways for all the values will be 0. But for this, that is ways of n-1 comma n-1 will be 1, because at the start, if we have a 1 cross 1 matrix, if we have a start and we have a endpoint at the same place, that is by the way it's not marked like that, then our answer should return the number of ways as 1. Okay, so this is how we will initialize our two matrices. Now what we have to do, we have to calculate these values, and of course for calculating we have to traverse through matrix. I hope you know how to traverse in matrix. So what I'll do, okay, I have no need to traverse this point and this point because we have already calculated it using some basic common sense. Okay, so what I will do, I will initialize a loop in range, and we have to traverse in a backward direction. Okay, so what I will do, I will traverse from n-1 to I greater than 0. Okay, that is greater than equals to 0 in this range, and another for this j equals to n-1 to j greater than equals to 0. This is how we will traverse. And yeah, we don't need to traverse these two values, so what I'll write is that if I equals to n-1 and j equals to n-1, then we can ignore this statement using continue. Okay, now as we are already told that we can go upside, downside, upside, left side and up left side. But if we have to calculate the values, next values, what I will do, I will refer the right side value, the downside value, and the down right side value. So what I will do, if I am standing on this index, that is x comma y, then this will be okay, instead of x comma y, let's take I comma j. If I am standing this coordinate I comma j, then this will be I plus 1 comma j, this will be I plus 1 comma j plus 1, and this will be I comma j, let it I comma j plus 1 coordinate. Okay, so these are the three coordinates that we will use to compute the values, next values. Okay, so I hope you got the gist of it. So I'm just making the what is given. Let me scroll down. Okay, I have to take this example, so I'm just making what we are given initially is we are given a board with the values like E2, 3, 2x2, 1s, 1, 2s. I will make a score and I will make the ways. What I'll do for this, the value will be automatically 0. Now for this, if we are moving this side, what will the value? The previous plus this value. So for this it will be 2. Similarly, I have to check for 3 direction. Okay, I will iterate like this. First I will go in this manner, then I will go in this manner. Okay, so if I am standing at 0, then I will first check for this. Okay, so for this value it will be 2 plus the previous. Okay, that is 2 only. Okay, now for this place what I will put, I will get 2 plus 1, that is 3. Now again I came to here, I check for this value. This is out of bounds, so I can't go. This is valid path, this is again out of bounds, so I can't go. Okay, so for here I have to take the maximum value, and two of them are out of matrix. So what I will do, I will just add using 0 plus 2, that is 2 only. Now for this point it is cross, and what we can do with cross is we can do nothing with the cross. So I will put, if we find any such cross, I will put, I will do nothing, I will just keep it as it is, as it was initialized by -1. Okay, or yeah, I will keep it as it is. Okay, now what else we have to do? We have to just calculate for this point. Okay, for this point I have 3 values. For this point I have 3 values, this path, this path, this path, but I will not consider this because it is representing -1. So I will, if I get -1, then I will neglect that value. Now I have 2 option and this 3 option, and with whom I should add this 2 so that I can get the max value. Of course I will add it with 3, then 3 plus 2 equals to 5. Okay, then I will put this 5 here. Okay, so I will put 5. Okay, so this is how we will put the values. Now I will come to this path. This I will check these two values are out of bound, so I have to take this only. So here will be the value 5, and for this what I will check from these three values, minus 1, 2 and 5, max is 5, so I will add it with 5, so the value becomes 7. Now we have reached this point. We have reach this point. So whenever we reach 0, 0, I will check these three and I will take the max of these three, and that is 7, and I will check whether the 7 is repeating. Maybe there are two paths with having 7. No, that is not. So I will mark it as 1 only. Here you can just, I just forgot, you have to update all the ways values. Okay, I hope you got the gist, and I think now we can just, I will explain this base part when I will code. It is similar to it and you can just easily got it. Okay, let's go to the coding part. Okay, so what I have to make, I have to of course I have to first get the number of nodes, and the number of nodes, size of matrix. So size of matrix will be n cross n, and it will be equal to the board size. Now I will make two vectors, vector of vectors. The first vector will be of score or the path sum with a size of m, and it is n cross n, and I will initialize all the values with -1. Okay, similarly I will create another vector of vector, 2D vector, ways, and I will initialize it with 0 because initially all the will be 0. Now also I have to just update for n-1 because where the character is s. So I will write for score it is 0 because the distance of s is 0, and for ways, number of ways equals to 1. Now I will use two for loops to iterate over the matrix, and what I will do is I don't want to iterate over that that part, that is the first the last index of this matrix. So what I will do, if board of I comma j, a board of I comma j, I have to add this. If board of I comma j is equals to x, that means there is an obstacle, then we have to continue with the statement. That means we have to ignore. ठीक है? Otherwise if also we have a I equals to n minus 10 or sorry, and j equals to n minus 1, that means we are at the last index. Also we have to continue because we have already initialized the value for that position in both the matrices. Okay, now I can have three options now. I have already showed you the diagonal one and the two up and down and right options. So what I will do, I will have to take the maximum of these paths. So for that I am just making a variable best, and I'll initializing it with -1. Also I want to count the number of paths, so I'm just taking count as 0. And what I'll do is I will iterate. I have to just check all the paths now. So I will create the paths direction using a vector, and in this I will store the paths, the adjacent direction in which we can move, and I will write is as a direction vector in which I will I can go I plus 1 comma j positions as I already shown you, or I can go I comma j plus 1 condition, or I can go I plus 1 condition or j plus 1 condition. So these are the positions where I can go. Now I have to iterate and check for all these values. So what I'll do, I will just iterate over these values, and what I will do, if we see the value is going out of matrix, so I have to put the condition as well. Okay, so that's why I'm putting the condition. It should not go out of count. If it goes, I will do continue. Also, if the score value is -1, that means it has an obstacle. Okay, so what I will do, I will also ignore that iteration, so I will just continue. Okay, and if the score of x comma y is greater than the best value, okay, because we have to find the best value now, then we will update our best value with that score. Okay, and also we will count the number of ways. Okay, otherwise if the value of score is equal to best value, that means we have multiple paths for it. So for that I will just count the number of paths. So what I'll do, I have to just count plus number of ways we can made it, and I have to take mod because it may go with some numbers very high, so I'm taking modulo of it as well. And now I think I have done almost thing. Okay, one thing I'm missing is that, yeah, I have not defined mod, so I have to define a mod as well. Mod is a constant, so I'll write int mod equals to 1e9 plus 7. So this is how you will define the mod, and I hope I have written the code till now correct. Okay, now after the iteration, if the best is still -1, that means we have an obstacle or something like that, then we will do continue statement, because for that we can't make any score. Otherwise score will of I comma j will be equals to what? Will be equals to best. Okay, because we have 3 iterations. Okay, and what we will do after the best, we have to add the value of that we also have to add the value of score I comma j plus equals to, because we are updating the value with a board value. So I'm writing like this, and the board value is in string, so I have to convert it into number, and for that I'm just writing minus character of 0. So after that, okay, I got a string. Anyways, okay, this condition is only valid if we have not reached to the end point, that is E. So I'm writing if I of board of I comma j is not equals to character E. Okay, then only we have to do this. And also we will update ways will be equal to I comma j of count, the number of count we made, and we will take the modulus of it because it may also go to the very large number. And at last we have to return score of 0 comma 0 and the number of ways for 0 comma 0. Okay, also I have to add one more condition. If suppose if we have ways of 0 comma 0 equal to 0, that means we are not able to reach to the first block, then we have to return 0 comma 0. Okay, because there is no possible path and there is no number of ways. So let's submit it.